Welcome students! Professor Kevin Taylor here, and I have the privilege of being your 445.1 Advanced Animation Production CGI instructor. Due to the autonomous nature of this course, I wanted to give you a video rundown of what to expect and some guidance or refreshers on things to bear in mind during the selection of your theme and development of your 3D environments. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to this page so that you can stay informed of video updates. This course is structured as a development studio. Students will work as artist and designer, creating the team brief and environmental production plan required to take the project from the initial stages of development to a complete production. I will act as the studio artistic lead and the studio manager. As artistic lead, I will run the weekly critiques, provide feedback and guidance on your work while ensuring everyone else participates and does the same. As manager, I will require you to update a managerial document so I can observe your progress and see if you are falling behind on elements vital to the project's success. In this simulated studio environment and at 400 level, the expectation is that students are self-starters, with the skills and the required tools and techniques to pay those virtual bills. This course gives you the opportunity to develop your experience utilizing these skills in a team environment. Any issues you encounter should of course be brought to your artistic lead or studio manager, but being a self-starter will require competent troubleshooting abilities, so make sure you do your due diligence in seeking solutions individually and as a team. Like the great I will see all discussions on Discord, and I'm available during class hours, office hours, and beyond upon appointment for text chats or video conferences. Next, we're going to take a look at the individual assignments that will collectively cover your next 16 weeks of development. Each assignment has the due date included, and you can also access the class calendar on Blackboard to see when each assignment is posted and due. The first part of the project is planning and decision making. As a team, you must decide on a theme for the world that you will develop and the visual tale that will be told. This will require brainstorming, with one or many stories told within the established theme depicted within the individual or collective spaces of your project. These decisions will guide your overall development, and I have created an additional lecture titled 3D Environmental Narrative that students should watch to support this process. This video will act to bring the goals of your individual environmental work and collective space when you gain employment within a
Storytelling is a
studio. You'll be asked to
vital muscle
conform
in
to
an
whatever
environmental
managerial
artist skill
standards
set.
that they have
So
established.
let's see it flexed here.
Larger teams may utilize a software called Shotgun with a process of file management and uploads that maximize the artistic lead's ability to provide input and feedback to larger teams. Some teams utilize Excel documents from a shared location that allows tasks to be quickly delegated and managed by the lead to the members of the team. We're going to utilize Trello, which is a free online managerial system. Trello utilizes boards for each section of production, containing tabs and labels that allow for simple task allocation and labeling for the status of each task. I've set up a board for each team that will remain for the duration of your assignment work, updating to the next assignment as the due dates advance. I've created a video to guide you through the utilization of Trello as an individual and as a team. Make sure that you watch the walkthrough and register for your account on Trello.com so I can add you to the correct group. After choosing your team's theme, you will begin gathering reference and planning a rough design for your space. With this underway, you'll create a list of assets that will populate that space. These assets will be broken into primary and secondary elements. Primary elements are the larger, more relevant aspects of the space. These include walls, floors, and larger environmental props. In the case on screen, this could include beds, dressers, and desks. The secondary elements are those more important for set dressing and environmental storytelling. In this space, this could be pictures on the walls, light fixtures, TVs, and other elements that sit within and on primary scene aspects. These elements, constructed as rudimentary shapes and forms, are known as the whitebox or clay layout. The whitebox allows you to visualize and assess the space as a whole, acting to identify any potential space issues that cannot necessarily be seen in a 2D design. Within this phase, you can judge compositions and angles for prime shots, or the distribution of assets within the space to facilitate navigation. Within an active game studio, this whitebox would serve numerous purposes. It would act as collision mesh for individual objects sitting invisible within the engine, allowing a lower mesh count for quicker calculations on interactions within the environment. Be this simple interactions with the player character or more complicated physics-based interactions. This white box is also all that is required for the design team to take their gameplay designs into the virtual space, taking plans for events and encounters into 3D to be played, tested, and adjusted. Animators will use this environment to ensure that all scales for animated interactions match up, such as mantling over low walls or windows. A studio with an in-house testing team would also see this white box getting a lot of play. With the white box phase completed and approved by the art lead, all of the primary assets will move into production. Students will work to develop optimal mesh with strong silhouettes, UVing each asset for physically based rendering material creation, ideally within the Substance suite. As assets are produced, these elements are updated in the white box to see the core space take shape asset by asset. Initial lighting should also be considered on an individual and team basis here. The secondary production phase will see the space populated and all the remaining white box elements replaced until the room is complete and your 3D tale told. At this stage, lighting should be refined on an individual and team basis to bring the collective scenes to their finish. Using feedback from critiques, teams will decide upon the final shots and cuts for the animated fly-through, with all work rendered and compiled into the finished product. Teams should add an introductory and end credit sequence, as well as audio that embodies the qualities of the theme. With work completed, teams will tune in for a live cast of all final class environmental animations. So that is how your assignments will progress. But how will we be successful with this online mode of study? Active communication is the only way to see a project to its best conclusion, so let's start there. Discord will be our primary mode of communication. It is a low-tech medium accessible on your phone, so there should be little to no issues with connections or participation. Within the course Discord, I have created a selection of channels. The virtual classroom is for class discussion, a place to engage on general issues we may have, as well as for the dissemination of course information and updates. I've created a meme room for all of your meme needs, as well as game and film chat. Please keep all of your non-course related discussions here. You will be assigned teams, and only members of the team should engage in discussions within the individual team channels, myself excluded, and I will be periodically dropping in to discuss your team's progress. And I encourage you to direct message me should you require immediate involvement or benefit from a shared video conference with the team. This is your opportunity to show that you are a team player, able to contribute to discussions and further your team project. All very important qualities for a developer. All work submissions and postings will go through Blackboard. In the Weekly Critiques tab on Blackboard, within your Team tab, students will post each week to report on their progress. Students should all watch the wiki tutorial video for instructions on how to correctly post your weekly updates. While I don't anticipate that anyone will not be willing to engage with the Discord, Trello, or weekly update system, I feel it's important to underpin how vital this process is to your grade. I recognise that managing a project in this way will be new to many of you, but it is an important skill in your desired field of employment, and I encourage you to try your best to absorb and apply these concepts into your work process. So that is a breakdown of the next 16 weeks of your life with me as your instructor. It's going to pose new challenges for all of us, but as the world faces this new reality of pandemics, the ability to work remotely and successfully in this fashion will be an excellent addition to your skill set, not to mention an attractive one for future employers. If you have any questions or concerns about the course, content, or lecture videos, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through the Discord virtual chat room, by email, or direct message. So good luck with your work, and happy modelling!